Good morning, everyone. It is Kelly O'Neill, and I want to welcome you to Training Thursday here in the Marketing to Millionaires Success Circle. As you jump on, please do make sure that you let us know you're here by introducing yourself. Give yourself a little shameless plug. Let everyone else on Training Thursday know what it is that you're doing exactly so that we can learn more about you and your business. Also, if you're watching this on a replay, do make sure that you put hashtag replay so that we know that you're here. It's super important, especially now with all the changes to the Facebook algorithm, that we know that you guys are showing up and you're seeing this, because if we don't know, it'll make it actually harder for us to get information to you moving forward in the future. So today we have an amazing topic for you. What we're going to be talking about is the number one strategy that service providers and service professionals need to execute right now in Q4 to ensure that you guys still have a business next year and that you have the best quarter of 2020, right? Especially with all the changes. So we're going to be talking about a lot of different things. But first, we have a lot of new people who have just joined the Marketing to Millionaires Success Circle. And so I want to welcome you and introduce myself officially. My name is Kelly O'Neill. I'm a brand marketing and profit strategist, and I specialize in helping service-based professionals around the world. Like, I literally have clients all over the place, from Germany to Ireland to London, Canada, US, Mexico, Nicaragua, all over the place. I am able to work with you guys to help you not only position yourselves as like the most epic leaders in your industry, but also what I do is I help businesses scale, and I do that by helping you specifically market to affluent clientele. Right? It's such an important aspect. This has always been a good strategy, and now it is a critical strategy. So I run a company where I do consulting, I do training and events, as well as I also run several programs that are very specifically designed to help entrepreneurs not only like get and add $100,000 to their bottom line through our Marketing to Millionaires Business Accelerator, but then helping them scale from that six-figure mark to multiple six figures, utilizing our profitology process in our profitology business incubator. So first of all, welcome to the circle. We've got lots of good stuff going on in here for you. And very recently, we actually made some very big announcements about how we were upgrading the circle and how we were doing some things differently. So for every single one of you watching this, please make sure that you go and you check out the units. So important. What we are going to be doing because of the Facebook algorithm changes, and also because we are, our mission and our vision for the Marketing to Millionaire Circle has always been to create a high performance group for extraordinary entrepreneurs that are looking for extraordinary results, which means that we don't want to waste your time or ours surrounding ourselves with people that are not serious about their business. They're not serious about, they're just kind of playing. They're in like 600 groups and they're just trying to spam it. Like, that's not what we're about here. We are committed to creating the most extraordinary group on Facebook. And so I did a very big announcement yesterday with kind of our new policies and our new our new way of doing things, and also some of the really cool benefits and features that we've added here as a gift for you, which means that every single one of you needs to go through the units. Okay, we've got a brand new 5-step process, super simple. It should take you 10 to 15 minutes to go through the entire process. But here's what's going to happen. Everyone's got 30 days from today to go through that process. And if they don't, we're actually going to assume like you're not interested, and we are going to remove you from the circle, right? Because we want to focus our time and attention on people that are serious. So please do make sure that you do that. And the sooner the better, because we've got a juicy little gift for you on the other side, the brand new Introduction to Marketing to Millionaires course, which is a $997 value that we're going to give you just for going through the welcome process and being a part of the circle. So please do make sure that you do that. You will be tagged in that. You will be tagged in that over the course of the next couple days. All right. So with that being said, I'm excited. We've got lots of resources for you guys. We've got a brand new resource section. Many of you are subscribers to our podcast, the Marketing Millionaires podcast. Highly recommend that you are subscribed to that and listening to that. And every single Thursday, we go live with our Training Thursday, where I bring you timely topics to help you, again, add that 6-figure bump to your bottom line in your business. And then in addition to that, every 6 to 8 weeks, we also do a profit intensive. We are about to kick off our Marketing to Millionaires Profit Intensive. We're about to kick off our Marketing to Millionaires Profit Intensive on Monday. So if you are not registered, by the way, that's one of the ways to make sure that you stay in the circle. Please make sure that you register for that right now. Okay, we are going to be releasing workbooks today, and we are also going to be setting up and getting you hooked up with your profit concierge for the event. Yeah, how cool is that? You guys have your own profit concierge for this live event. So we got that going, which is nice for you. But now we're going to dive into Training Thursday. And again, if you've just joined, please do make sure that you introduce yourself. Hey, Scarlo, how are you? Please make sure you introduce yourself. Give yourself a shameless plug. Let us know what kind of business that you're in. Let us know what it is that you're up to. What are you most excited about in your business right now, right? What is the biggest question you have in your business, and what support do you need the most? Let us know, because we will be creating topics for Training Thursday moving forward from your feedback. If you guys want something you want us to cover, drop it below. Chances are we are either already have it and your profit concierge can link you to it, or we can develop it for you, right? So let us know what you want and how we can be of the most service for you. Today, what we're going to be talking about is the number one strategy that service-based professionals need to be on the lookout for right now in your companies in order to make sure that you have a thriving fourth quarter and that you actually start off 2021 with a bang. The first thing that I want to do, though, is I want to talk about the existing market conditions. And I'd love to hear your guys' feedback as you're jumping on here. What are you noticing out in the marketplace today? What are you noticing is going on, right? If you take a step back, which is one of the things I train all my clients to do, take a step back out of your business, rise above and look at the marketplace. What's going on? What are you seeing? Okay. Well, I'm going to actually say, hi, Ronnie, how are you? Nice to meet you. I want you guys to start dropping below what you're seeing in the marketplace. And I'm going to start telling you what I'm seeing, okay? And what my colleagues are seeing and what my clients are seeing. So number one, there is so much uncertainty, especially over here in America, right? We're about to head into an election, and that is a super challenge, right? For over here in America. I'm not even going to dive into that, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? There's a lot of uncertainty. We've got COVID going on around the world. Again, over here in the United States, it's been pretty bad. So we've got a lot of uncertainty, and we've got a lot of changes in the marketplace as a result. So what we've noticed is the things that worked 6 months ago don't work anymore. Things that worked 2 months ago maybe sometimes work, maybe they don't. We have been having a rapid change in the scale of economies. And what I mean by that is exactly as Scarlo said, the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. This pandemic has been really good for business for some people. It has been really terrible for some other people, right? So it is creating a bigger divide. Now, if you listen to my podcast on the Henrys, right, which we can drop down here below, if you listen to my podcast on the Henrys, one of the primary marketplaces that our clients oftentimes market to, especially if you guys are utilizing primarily mass marketing-based strategies, you're catching the fringe of what's called the Henrys. High earners, not rich yet. And they start at about $100,000 and generally go up to $250,000, okay? Well, that market has likely been affected deeply, depending on what industry you're in and depending on what you do, that market has been affected by everything that's going on in the world right now, right? So where it used to be an easily lucrative market, it's not as easily lucrative as before. This is really important information for you guys to know if you're serious about creating profitability in your business. I just saw another person that wrote that the market is seizing up and caution. Okay, hold on. I got to move my thing over here. Seizing up. London has just been alerted for lockdown. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. I just got chills when I just read that. I'm so sorry to hear that. I have so many clients that are over in the UK and partners that I'm sorry to hear that. I'm going to have to go look at that. I hadn't seen that yet this morning. But right, people are cautious. They're like, oh, geez, how much longer is this thing going to last? What's going to happen next? And so what people are doing is they're doing what people do when change happens. So the affluent, when things like this happen, the affluent see opportunity. They ask themselves the question, what is the opportunity here? That's what the affluent are doing. There's a reason they're affluent, guys. And it's not because they were handed a big trust fund from Grammy and Gramps, right? It's because they make decisions out of a place of abundance, and they make decisions out of a place of opportunity, right? Whereas when you've got someone who is operating out of a place of scarcity and or fear, what do? They seize up, right? They seize up. They stop spending money. They're like, I want to hold on. I want to see what's going on. I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine yesterday where we were talking about he's like, none of my friends are spending money. And I'm like, really? Because all of mine are investing like crazy pants right now. Okay, this is the difference between the two markets. We've got to ratchet our market up, and which means that the things that you may or may not have been offering may or may not be working anymore. And the way that you're marketing may or may not be working. Now, if you're in our programs, you guys know it's working, right? Because my clients are still getting clients. My clients are still expanding their businesses. My clients are still growing rapidly, right? Because they are focused on this higher end market, and because I consult with them every single week. Like I have a consulting call every single week, and I've been telling them about all of these market changes and how they need to shift and pivot their business in order to ensure that they are ahead of the curve, right? That they are ahead of the curve and that they are not going to lose out as this market continues to ride. I mean, here's my prediction. It's going to get worse before it gets better. And I hate to say that, but it is, especially over here in the United States with this election coming up. Things are going to get worse before they get better, and that's not going to work great for some businesses. So one of the other things that I see is, so not only do we have all these changes going on, but especially in online in businesses, a lot of people that were primarily based offline, and or even if they had online businesses. What's happened is that now people have been forced to do business online. Here's the challenge with that. The online marketplace was already oversaturated, right? And when I'm talking about online marketing, I'm talking about things like webinars, Facebook groups. I'm talking about social media marketing and things like that. It was already super saturated before, okay? And it was super saturated with people oftentimes who have absolutely no strategic positioning. So they sound like everyone else. They're doing the same thing as everyone else. They sound the same as everyone else. And when that happens, they become a commodity, right? If everything looks and sounds the same, now all of a sudden, what's happening, right? Now all of a sudden, what's going to be happening is like you're a commodity, and it's really about people are going to shop based on price. Okay. So here's one of the things that I see that I've been watching happening in the marketplace, which is baffling to me and also really not smart in my opinion, because, I've made it through a recession before. So one of the things that I've seen happening, especially with service-based professionals, is we've got all of these people entering the market that maybe didn't have, entering the online market that maybe didn't have as much training or as knowledge previously. And now there's just more noise. So in order to actually rise above the noise, number one, it is a requirement that you have extremely strategic positioning that positions you as the one and only in your industry. If you are a Me Too brand, if you even still have a business, you won't for long. And I say that with love. It's not because I'm wishing any bad on anyone. It's because you're going to get lost in the shuffle. The other thing that I find interesting, and it was really interesting to me because one of my partners actually had made a suggestion to me, like they're like, you need to come up with a low price program. And I'm like, why would I do that? Right? Like that is not at all what our brand is about. What's happened is people are flooding the marketplaces because they were not set up properly. And not everyone, there are people that are throwing out stuff to the marketplace. And also what they're doing is they're throwing out mass marketing stuff at slashed prices. Has anyone else seen this? People are slashing prices. They're offering discounts. People that maybe were marketing things at $10,000, now all of a sudden they've got $1,000 program out in the market. Like there's all this price slashing going on. Fear, right? It's based out of fear. Here's the problem with that, you guys. This is the big problem with that. The big problem with that is that you're now slashing prices and you're creating offerings to market directly to the people that are holding on to their money. So let me just tell you, if they're holding on to $10,000, or if they're holding on to $10,000, they're also, guess what? They're going to hold on to $1,000 too, right? And especially, not only are they going to hold on to $1,000, but the other thing that's going to happen is that your more affluent buyers who actually have the money to invest, they don't want that crap. They're super busy, right? Like I'm crazy busy right now between my consulting clients, some initiatives that we're doing in here, our existing amazing clients, and some things that we're doing in our business. I'm slammed. Like this is fourth quarter for me is always absolutely insane. There's no way that your affluent buyers, the people who can afford to buy things, are going to buy that stuff. Right. And I'm not saying that it's not even quality stuff. That stuff is made for the masses. It's made for people who value price over time. Okay. So they're willing to invest in things and they're willing to say like, hey, look, I'll go the slower route and I'll do a lot of the stuff manually. I'll sit through the 97 hours of training so that I can save $20,000. Okay, that's a mass marketing mindset. Your affluent buyer is not going to do that. If you start throwing all that stuff at them, they're not going to buy that. Guess what? They're still going to buy the $10,000 program. In fact, they're going to be more likely to buy it right now because they see such a market opportunity to leapfrog over all the BS. Right? Your affluent buyers are actually more poised to buy right now. And when I say affluent, the Henrys start at $100,000 a year. That's affluent, right? I'm not talking about lifestyles of the rich and famous. I'm not talking about, people that are rocking around on yachts and private jets, although that's part of it too. And that definitely is a market segment. I am talking about starting at the higher end of your Henry market and even going into the affluent market, which starts at about $250,000 a year. Those people are buying. They're buying and they're like, ooh, how can I double down? Right? How can I get further ahead? So again, just to kind of recap what I've been saying, we've got the market. We've got a lot of uncertainty in the market. We've got a lot of people who maybe weren't necessarily poised to do online marketing. And so they're trying to get into the online marketing game, which means we now had an already oversaturated market that is now also being further saturated by people who don't necessarily know what they're doing. Okay. So now we've got all of these people running around online. There is like this massive Me Too culture where everyone is just trying to copy everyone else and see if it works and see if it like whatever, right? There's this like massive Me Too culture going on in the marketplace and posts and, and also so the effectiveness of social media especially if you're just trying to utilize social media in like more of a content distribution way. We've got the market flooded with content, and people are super busy and they're frazzled and they're not paying attention. That is what I would call a recipe for disaster, right? And that is what we're seeing in the market. That is not good news for 99% of businesses that I am watching online. That is not good news for those of you who are in the coaching industry. That is not good news for those of you who are in the consulting industry. You know, that is not good news for you know, people that are looking to have that online presence, right? All of these things have become wildly less effective, and we're having to find ways now, because here's the truth. And if anyone tells you any differently, they're bullshitting you, because I have the most amazing partners on the planet, and I have people on my team, the definable experts on my team. We have been sitting in strategy meetings and we have been doing market analytics over a variety of different industries for a couple months now. And let me just tell you, we're guessing, right? We are making, now, when I say that, I don't mean like we don't know what we're doing. We are making educated, strategic guesses because we also have the runway too. We've got the money in the bank. We've got we've got the market share. So we are testing the market to find the most effective ways. And guess what? Whatever we find that was working right now, that may or may not work 2 months from now. So we are constantly doing all of these little mini pivots, right? We are constantly doing all these mini pivots. We're identifying what's working, we're identifying what's not, and then we're making these changes very rapidly, right? So here's what I can tell you that you guys need to be doing in your business. If you are committed, you know, to adding that multiple six, seven figures to your bottom line in your business. Number one, you need to be watching the markets. Okay. You've got to be watching the markets. And if you don't want to do that because that's not your jam, then you need to be lined up with someone like me who is watching the markets and will report to you. And you need to be paying attention to that. Right. So all of you, like, make sure that you click on get notified next time I'm live. So you got to be watching the markets. You need to be reviewing your numbers weekly. You've got to be reviewing your numbers to see what's working and what's not, so you can make little tweaks along the way, right? If things have sped up, right? We used to be able to like set a strategy and forget it for like 6 months and let it ride. Can't do that now, right? So you need to be looking at your numbers, and you need to be very strategic in what it is that you're doing, right? You need to be well positioned in the marketplace. If you are unclear of what your core message is, if you don't have a badass one-liner elevator pitch that sets you apart from everyone else, if your content isn't wildly different than everyone else, you will get lost in the shuffle. You will get lost in the shuffle. Okay. You have to be paying attention. We can no longer just like do things. So it's time to take a step back. Okay. It's time to take a step back. And then the other thing that I'm going to tell you, which I've been telling you, and I think that everyone knows that this is pretty obvious, which is the number one strategy that you need to be doing, is if you have not pivoted your business and shifted the primary of the focus on higher end buyers, right? Even if you already have a following in the industry and you've got these mass market offers, if you have not shifted a portion of your business, at very least, if not all of it, depending on where you are, if you are in a cash infusion stage in your business, you need to stop mass marketing altogether. You need to be solely using this strategy I'm going to tell you right now, because it is the fastest path to the cash. Okay. Like the other strategies are not going to be effective for you right now. Okay. If there's so many things that go into that, and you know, people online make it sound like, well, you just need to be putting out content and you need to be doing it consistently and you need to do more of this and more of that. Market's changed. Shit's different. I promise you. I'm looking at, I am like detail analyzing with my SEO person, with my content and copy team, with our social media company that runs all our lead generation marketing, with our internal team who have been ears to the ground on all of these, ears to the ground on all of what's going on in the market. I'm hearing all the feedback from my clients. I'm hearing the feedback from my teams that are talking to you guys, right? So we have so much information that we are constantly shifting through on a daily basis. Like, now what are we hearing? Now what are we seeing? Now what's going on? And we're making micro tweaks to our strategy along the way. And then with our clients who are in our programs, I am reporting those micro tweaks on a regular basis, right? On a regular basis. Like, that is what is going on over here. The number one strategy is, if you have not switched to marketing to affluent clients, you need to deploy that. And I really recommend that you deploy that now, because even in my business, and I have a really sophisticated business. I have a business that I've been in business for 20 years. I have a well-known brand name. I have got the most banging clients on the planet. I have like the most amazing clients on the planet who are just like rock stars in their industry and rock stars in their business. And I'm watching what's going on. And even in my business, I'll tell you, one of the things that we've noticed is people who, didn't follow the strategies, or they didn't execute what we told them. Guess what? If they were like, yes, but I'm going to still do all this mass marketing stuff, they're running into problems. And they're running into problems, and then their clients can't pay their bills, and then they can't pay their bills to us. Make sense? So that's a problem. That is happening. And I can tell you right now, that is happening across the board. And it's going to continue to snowball. So even if you're like, well, it hasn't been that bad, I still have business, it may not have gotten that bad yet. But you've got to make the pivot to learn how quickly, not yesterday, quickly, how to effectively market and serve to these higher end buyers who are still buying right now. In fact, they have accelerated their purchase power because they realize that it's almost like a BOGO offer for them. They're like, so wait a minute, I can now get labor way cheaper than I ever have before because there's a surplus of labor. I've got clients who are in real estate. They are snatching up properties, snatching them up. Why? Because you buy low, you sell high, right? Or you buy low, you flip, you make these strategic investments. They're going to get a higher ROI on the back end. So they're taking advantage of the uncertainty in the market. They are taking advantage of the ample labor supply. They are taking advantage of all of these yahoos out there that are just slashing their prices right and left and having fire sales so that they can avoid going out of business, right? So they're taking advantage of that. Those are the people you need to be marketing to. And if you don't know how, because it's totally different, then, well, first of all, you're in the right place. But second of all, you need to learn how real quick, right? That is exactly why we have our Marketing to Millionaires MBA program, right? Our business accelerator, so people can learn how to do that. It's exactly why we're hosting the Profit Intensive next week, so that you guys can learn how to do that. I'm going to show you in that training exactly how to set up your Marketing to Millionaires strategy in 1 week. And then we've got these killer bonus trainings for you. We've got resources. This is literally a $2,000 training. Anyone who's participated in our Profit Intensives before will let you know that there's nothing else like them for free available right now. And the reason we're doing this is because, and I'm going to tell you why I do it, right? Because some of you might be going like, why do you even do that for free? And I've been asked that question like 100 times. I'll tell you why. There's so much bullshit out in the marketplace right now. I think you guys would all agree. I think it actually is, not only is it a good way for us to see how you guys show up working on your business, but it is a great way for you to see how me and my team work. And so we're willing to provide these profit intensives every 6 to 8 weeks so that you can actually get a taste of what is it like to work with Kelly and her team. What is it like when you're getting trainings, when you're getting hot seat consulting, when you're getting feedback on every single step of your strategy along the way to ensure that you are on track. My entire team will be focused on this profit intensive for 10 days straight, right? The first 5 days are the core training. And then we've got a replay day on Saturday, as well as a live Q&A with me. And then we've got bonus trainings the following week. You do not want to miss this. So if you've not registered, register now at the Profit Intensive. and block off your calendar to show up. Don't just be like, oh, I'm going to register for this and then I'll just catch the replays as I can. Look, you guys, we don't leave these replays up. So once we do them, right, they stay up until the following Wednesday and then they're gone, right? We create like Burning Man in our Marketing Millionaires Success Circle, right? It is going to be like the wildest party you've ever seen. And then come Wednesday at 5 p.m., I think it's like the 23rd or the 24th, whatever that Wednesday is of the following week, we just take it all down and like, it'll be like it'll be like nothing ever happened. So really important that you, really important that you guys, that you register for that you make sure you block off the time to show up, and also come prepared with your questions, because there is going to be 2 live Q&A opportunities. We are going to be providing hot seat opportunities for people that are actually showing up and participating. You can apply for a hot seat with me. I will tell you, and my clients will tell you, that these have been some of the most game-changing moments. They're the ones that changed their business. We have had dozens and dozens of people who have actually gotten clients during the profit intensive. And I'm not talking about little amounts. I'm talking about like they closed a $10,000 client. They closed a $25,000 client just using what we said. So this is a super high value training, one that you want to register for. Please do share it as well. I want to help as many businesses succeed throughout this uncertain marketplace. And not only would I love to have you guys there, but I'd love for you to share this out and invite other people, because I'm very worried about, I'm super concerned when I look online and I see what people are doing and I'm like, that sucks. That person really is passionate. Or wow, that sucks. That person really looks like they know what they're doing. And I'm like, they're not going to have a business next year. Like, it'll be gone. They won't be able to sustain. So we are on a mission to get this out to as many human beings as possible. We would love your help in that. If you've enjoyed any of our trainings, if you've gotten value out of them, do us a favor, pay it forward, share out theprofitintensive.com, and invite people to watch. All right, guys, if you're watching the replays, again, please do let us know. And also, for those of you who had joined late, go check out unit number 1. It's super important. All of you have 30 days to complete that. And it's on a first come, first serve basis, meaning like my team can only handle so many of those welcome calls in one shot. So please make sure that you do that. Please do make sure that you do that so that you can stay here with us in the circle and continue to partake in these amazing trainings. All right, everyone, I want to thank you so much. I will be coming live over the course of the next several days. And also I'm standing up here for a second. Don't forget to be on the lookout today for all the profit intensive stuff that's going to be available to you. It's coming up shortly. All right, guys, have an amazing day. Bye-bye.